You need a last minute card. Stay tuned because I have a great idea for you today. Hello and very warm welcome, my friends. I've just finished completing this pink color card, and this was one of the short videos you could see on my channel. And I instantly had the follow up idea in my head, which I thought, let me just quickly film that one because maybe someone will be looking for some last minute solution. Before I will jump into the card, I just want to show you how you can replace the Sizzix blade. My new blade has just arrived and I thought this will be a perfect occasion to show you how you can change that, even though it is written in an instruction. But my friends, I'm one of those people who never read the instruction, and actually when first time I was changing my blades, I was just fighting with this little trimmer like for good 20 minutes. All you have to do, you just need to go onto bottom part of this sliding bar. You just gently lift it and you take away this teal color compartment. After that, you can easily change the blade, and then you just put it back on this sliding bar and you just push it down to close it. That's all you have to do. I've marked myself a little dot on this blunt blade so then I could dispose it later safely. Another thing to remember is try to keep this cutting line. There is this little indent in the trimmer. Keep it away from the paper fiber, because once the fibers start collecting in this little groove, that could also affect the performance of your trimmer. So as you can see here, my new blade is just cutting perfectly. And one last tip I want to tell you: whenever you're using your trimmer, you don't press it down, you just push it one direction or the other one, depending if you cut up or you cut down. You just slide it. Do not use pressure to put it down, because it's not gonna be performing better. Now here is this beautiful double-sided paper, and I've decided that I want to use both sides of this paper. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful design that I actually want to show both sides of the paper, and I thought this will be looking really pretty combined together with this gold paper. I had this piece in my scrap drawer, and it has this little like square cut off. I don't even know where's that come from. I must use it for some other card project, probably like years ago, because I don't remember it. But this is super stiff cardstock. I think it's like 300 GSM, because it's a really hard one. And as you can see here, my blade just cut it like through the butter. Maybe not as the butter, because it was a little bit stiffer. I could feel this paper is really stiff one, but nevertheless it still cut beautifully. Now one last thing, I think it's gonna be a lot of the tips about the Sizzix. If you want to use your trimmer to cut super thin strip of the paper, sometimes when you're trying to start from the top or a bottom side, you may actually drag the paper instead of the cutting it. So whenever I have the thin strip to cut, I actually start in the middle. So I'm just kind of setting up my trimmer blade somewhere in a middle section, and then I'm just like going up and then going down. So that way I can actually create the super thin line, and I never had the trouble that I was planning to start to cut thin strips and the paper, it was just like, squishing rather than cutting. Here I cut this beautiful golden mat to be put underneath this paper, and now I'm deciding where shall I cut my paper so I could use both designs, because I'm absolutely in love with both sides. I really like this foil pattern, but then I also like this floral pattern design which is on the back side. And as I've mentioned, this paper is super old. I actually received a couple of those fancy papers through one of the swap with friends. We were sending each other like a little packets, and I don't even know where's that come from. To be honest, I don't know, but there are so many other beautiful papers available. And if you would like to create something which looks similarly to this foliage paper, all you can do, you can actually use your embossing folder on a plain, like a purple cardstock or any other color. And then once you emboss the image, you can use your brayer with the embossing ink and then sprinkle with some metallic look. So that way you're not only get the similar like a shiny pattern, but it will be also dimensional. Here I used the same oval die which I was using on my last card, and I've created 4 ovals. I had this idea to create this like a pattern using these little ovals, and then I just grabbed the sentiment. The one I have here says Happy Mother's Day, but this card will be working perfectly for a birthday, for anniversary, for any other fancy occasion. Apart from design paper, I've also decided to use a little bit of the white because I think it's just something elegant with the white paper. Always, I think I have this kind of a premium look on my cards using the white paper. Now, one last thing, and this is another tip I want to share with you, my friends. If you don't have a die cutting machine, if you don't have embossing folders, here's what you can do. You can cut a piece of the white paper, and what I like to use my scoring board to create this interchangeable pattern. So I do score every 3/4 of an inch, and then I follow up with the next line. So I just score like a 3/4, then 1/8, and then another 3/4 and 1/8, and I have this changeable pattern. And this is up to you. You can make them farther away, you can make them closer to each other. It's definitely up whatever size you would like to do. But here's the main trick for this fake embossing folder design. You firstly do 2 lines very close to each other, and then put some larger space in between them. And then what I like to do, I am putting it upside down, and this time I am aiming that those 2 lines are kind of on a rise. They are ending up on a rise area of my scoring board, and I'm making the 3rd line right in between them. But this time I am scoring from the back side, and it's a little bit extra step, but believe me, my friends, it's so much worth it. Once you create all those line in between the other 2 close one which you had from the previous side, and then you turn your paper upside down, it looks like you would have this like a maybe not 3D, but it's definitely looking way more resembling embossing folder rather than just a scoring line. And all you really have to do is to put 2 close line on one side, then turn it upside down and try to place the 3rd one right in the center. And oh, I love this design. It's so like a clean, it's such a like I think it's just clean, simple, but also very elegant, and it's suitable for all like a wedding, anniversary, all other cards. Whenever you like to have this white space but you don't want to use the plain cardstock, this is what you can do. Or of course, if you've got lots of lovely embossing folders, you can use those ones. But I know some of you may not have the access to die cutting machine. This is why I like to share this trick with you as well. So here I'm gonna be using this gold paper, but you know me by now, I don't like to waste the whole page to serve as the mat underneath the paper. So I'm using the washi tape just to help me make it faster to create this little frame, and that way I can save all this paper which I just cut up. I can use it for another card making session, and that way I'm stretching my gold paper. Here I'm using the sentiment, and as I've mentioned, I I just wanted to execute this idea while I had it in my hand, in my head. So I thought I quickly just grab whatever. And I think Mother's Day it also very nice, especially for the mom who may like the purple color. This will be a lovely card to give to your mom as well, and because of the lovely papers. But if you and I'm just thinking about it, if you put more kind of a masculine type of the papers, you could also create it as a happy birthday for your male friend, brother, or something like that. I think this pattern is kind of universal. And what is important here, I think I've created this card in like less than half an hour, something like that, because it was super easy, simple, and I just basically glue all these pieces together, and the card is just make it itself. And sometimes whenever it happened to you, you have this kind of like a burst in creativity. You finish making one card and you're just thinking like, hey, this die cut piece or something would be look nice in this combination. Just go for it, just try it, just even take a note. If you cannot allow yourself for any more crafting session, just write it down on a post-it note or something, because this idea can be later on lost. Here I am adhering the design paper, and I didn't put glue all the way down till the edge, so I've add additional piece of the glue on this scrap paper, and I just slide it underneath. So here is this design as I envision it. I wanted to create this kind of like a border using this decorative ovals, and because they are from this beautiful paper, and this die itself, it also has this lovely stitching line, I thought this will be a nice embellishment to put on a card. I want to give my ovals a little bit like a dimension, and to raise them up all to be on the same like a equal level. I've decided to first adhere them on a strip of the white paper, and then use a piece of the foam tape to put them all together at once. Actually, I was a little bit worried that if I will adhere them separately with the foam tape, then I won't have the chance to wiggle them properly, so they will be all nice and neat and all level up. So that way I just prefer to do it that way, using my ruler as a little guide. And after that I can add a little dash of the hot glue, and then adhere my double-sided foam tape strip. And I know I've been saying it plenty times, but whenever you work with a double-sided tape or other tape in the form of dry adhesive, try to add a little dash of the liquid glue or hot glue, because this will bond your paper together for good. Sometimes some dry adhesive may tend to dry out even more, and because they don't really sip through the fibers of the paper, they don't holding as good as the hot glue or liquid adhesive. Here I am also backing my sentiment with a little piece of the foam tape, just so it will stand nicely. And then all I really have to do is just create a little extra embellishment for my card. And I've decided to use up the leftover piece from this paper and my very old Marta Stewart butterfly punch. You could use butterflies or flowers, anything like you, even like a colorful composition, a little extra greenery on the bottom corner or something like that, or beside the sentiment, that will be looking great as well. Here I've decided to use 3 little butterflies, because to me those butterfly wings, they always bring a little extra like motion and dimension to my card. So it's a great way to actually finish off this leftover piece. That way I am making sure I am using up the most of this paper. This was one page, I think it was roughly around A4 size, A5 size, sorry. So I actually almost use it up completely. So I'm super happy whenever I have the projects like that, when I can basically entirely utilize the whole page of the design paper. This is just like, warming my heart. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I just love the moment when I can actually create a project and I am having this level of satisfaction that I've used up all the pieces and there's no much more scrap left. So this was a good project. Here I have these strips which I was cutting at the beginning, and I've decided to use them up to actually decorate the inside portion of this card. I usually try to do a little extra more embellishing on the inside, but with such a simple card I thought even like two little strips will be better than just leave it blank. And I think it's just giving this nice impression that we bring in, you know, the same look. We're carrying the same look over the inside part of the card as well. So that will be me. That will be my card for today, this super quick project. I hope you enjoy it, and if you did, please don't forget to say hi, to give a like, to share this video. Maybe some of your crafty friends, they would enjoy my tips as well. Thank you so much for watching. I am wishing you all a fabulous day. Happy crafting everyone, and bye bye.